Hello folks, Fraz here as always, and welcome to Smash Gaming's Top 10 PC Games of 2013. Now, these will all be personal preference, please keep that in mind. All from me and all PC only, there won't be any console exclusives in here. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? And let's roll. Well, first up, I'm gonna have to say, Dead Space 3 at number 10. I really did like this game, to be honest. I enjoyed it a ton with Zeno when he was in the channel. It was great for its co-op. It had some proper thrill-seeking moments, though it did feel like it lost some of its horror aspects from the previous titles, but it was still a really good, solid game to play. I enjoyed it apart from some minor bug and connection issues that you never saw in the editing, but they were there. They were a bit meh, but I mean, I had a ton of fun with it. It's a good solid story, following Isaac along, and it left you wanting a bit more. It was awesome to get some ass kicking in the Necromorphs. So there will be a little annotation that you can click on if you want to view that at all. But I did really enjoy it, and for this, it's making a debut in number 10, and let's go onwards. Next up is Crysis 3 at number 9. For me, I've always enjoyed the hell out of the Crysis games, though like anyone else who played possibly the second, it did feel a wee bit too on rails for me, but I still had a bunch of fun playing that. So swooping in with the third, Crytek looked to show just what they were holding back and created a freaking monster, that is for sure. Guns blazing, fun packing, and all-round blast to play. You're made to feel like a complete badass as you take on anything pretty much that puts itself in front of you, even if it's a giant freaking alien, a bunch of soldiers, whatever you want. So it's always just fun, and graphically Crysis has always been sort of a top tier thing. It'll melt PCs essentially, you know. Your PC's just like, oh my god. But I had tons of fun. There'll be a little link if you want to go check out the playthrough of it and whatnot. So for that's why it's making it in the top 10 at number 9. And so we move forth. At number 8 is Remember Me. Now, I have to be honest, like a lot of people, I was a bit, okay, it's a new IP, what's it going to be able to offer? Will it actually stand on its own 2 feet? Now, honestly, Remember Me took me by surprise. I enjoyed it from the start with its combat similar to that of Batman Arkham City, and having a female lead was a bit different, but the story was something else. That really quite gripped me from, I mean, you were sort of flung in there and it was just like, this is you know, everything's going nuts. And it pretty much hooked me. It was something similar that Deus Ex Human Revolution managed to do before. I just wanted to know more. I wanted to know more about the world. I wanted to explore and find out just everything that was going on and what a twist it had. I think my favourite part would have to be the time manipulation you got to do. That was something that's not really... I mean, you had Prince of Persia with the time manipulation away, but you went in and like every little thing you'd done changed the outcome of the memory for someone. So, I mean, to an extent, it was just awesome. I really liked it. I do wish they did do a bit more, but for what you could do, it was pretty damn awesome. And for that, it's making it in my top 10. I loved it to bits. And yeah, if you want, there's also a little annotation that if you want to go check it out, if you didn't watch it from when it was first up, go check it out. That's number 8 for me. Now, rolling in at number 7 is XCOM Enemy Within. Now, this is kind of a current playthrough right now, I know that, but I had to put this on the list. I really had to. The amount that the team behind XCOM have pumped into the game has really opened the XCOM universe up, and I'm just hooked. Like, seriously, you will see it in the playthrough. I'm having so much freaking fun. You guys are enjoying it. I cannot get enough of like the mechs they have in it. They just trying out superpowers, should I say. I'm feeling like a complete badass. This is not to say the aliens don't have their own tricks up their sleeves too. I mean, you all know that XCOM likes to make you rage. It's always been there to make you rage and keep you on the edge of your seat, but also keep you playing more and more. I always keep coming back. I always like to try new things. From the sounds in the game, to the music, to the gameplay, it knows how to keep you coming back. It knows how to just grab you and make you like have this team, get connected to your soldiers, you give them medals and everything. Just all the little things that are added, and the big things like of course the mechs and your super soldiers, just adds such great depth to an already rather awesome game. And for this, has to be placed in here, and yep, it's staying in my top 10. So let us continue. Storming in at number 6 is none other than Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Standalone, you could say mini-like expansion to Far Cry 3 that was given a neon-filled 80s makeover with all the cheese and more references you can even shake a stick at. That is for sure. Now, being that I love dragons, that was the main reason the expansion grabbed my attention. But the fact is, you're flung in at the deep end. There's no remorse. If you want to take on a dragon near the start, you're going to get the crap beat out of you. From the flashy guns that make references to all sorts, to the little nods and missions to pastimes of great movies and shows. But I will not reveal too much of the story, but let's just say that the game let me have my own massive talking dragon to go on a rampage. That's my quote of the century. That was like a dream come true. It's just like, let's go on a massive dragon and cause havoc. So this is why it sits firmly in my top 10. As always, if there's a little annotation on this slide, you can go and jump and see what it was all about. But yeah, Blood Dragon, firmly in number 6. So we move on to the second half. And yeah, this is getting tricky. This is tricky business. But first up is the rather fantastic Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. Now, many likely know I've always been a massive RTS fan, and I do love me some StarCraft 2. Heart of the Swarm is the second that is planned in a trilogy from Blizzard to do with the StarCraft universe they're working on, and what a second entry it is. The addition of the new units, the story going from one hell to the next, takes you on one heck of a journey. I loved it. Like I said, being a huge RTS fan, I couldn't help but dig right into the second game and play it for hours upon hours. I'm no professional at it or whatnot. I usually play it for the story. The story was awesome. Blizzard knows how to make cutscenes look just ridiculously good. They know how to put games together when it comes to StarCraft, and I loved every moment of it. Pretty much you're the queen. You get to make your massive army and just go nuts. And for this, it's in the first of the second half of the top 10 for Smash Gaming, and that's more to come. Smashing right into number 4 position is Devil May Cry. Now, if you want to call it Devil May Cry 5 or Devil May Cry 2013, reboot Devil May Cry, I don't really care. Parts of me forgets that this hit right at the start of the year. It literally was like, I think it was pretty much January it came out, and it started the year off pretty sweet. A pretty damn sweet year for gaming. I had so much fun with this game. The soundtrack, the combat was awesome. Everything was superb with this title. You could say the sort of semi-reboot was going on at Devil May Cry at the time. The game had a lot of hate for how Dante looked. I'm not going to say that it didn't. I didn't really mind, to be honest. I cared more about playing the game and having fun. The character of Dante is still the badass that we all know and love. The game is just heaps of fun to play while the English language runs away from me. It kept me hooked, and I played the game through multiple times on different difficulties. It gets pretty hard, that's for sure. But it was a great start to the year. It kicked off in style, and that's why it's sitting pride and joy right here in this top 10. So let us continue on, shall we? Onwards we go into the final 3 of what makes up Smash Gaming's top 10 PC games of 2013. And well, I doubt I couldn't not mention Saints Row 4. I don't think I could honestly find another game this year that's made me feel to have so much fun and remind me just what gaming is all about, and that is all about having fun. You get to be a kick-ass superhero president out to defeat the aliens, you get different superpowers, you get daft insane guns, and the world just goes batshit insane. Now, I've done a playthrough on co-op with Charlotte Shuffle, and make sure you can check that out. There will be a link and all that good stuff. Although there were some minor bugs at times, a lot of games seem to have it these days, I doubt either of us could really say we didn't have a blast, and it was so much fun. This is why it sits proudly in the top 3. It's not meant to be like the GTA killer people seem to want it or think it to be. It's meant to be a big game world you go and have a freaking ton of fun in, and that is why it sits at number 3 in my top 10. At number 2 is Shadow Warrior. Now, this game was a complete remake of the once true Shadow Warrior of yesteryear, and the studio have done themselves proud. My hat is truly off to the guys. The game looks fantastic. It plays superb. You get a whole host of goodies to cause havoc with. I loved all the little nods here and there. The fortune cookies were a brilliant little thing. We've taken the mick of everyday occurrences, or even a little dig at the good old, Duke Nukem himself. What surprised me though was the excellent character progression. You think it's just going to be a dumb, senseless fun, and to an extent, it is, yes. But the biggest surprise is how well the story actually grabs you right in it, and it ain't letting go until you're finished. You get attached to your characters while having a blast slaughtering the hordes of demons. That game will have no shortage of flinging at you. I mean, there's so many different creature designs for the demons. There's crazy ass guns that you can add attachments to and everything. You get your powers as well to just wreak havoc. And of course, the blade itself, the katana, just slicing and dicing, and everything flowed so well, and the game just knows how to keep you coming back for more. I really loved Shadow Warrior. The story, the characters, the weapons, just the joy to play that game was insane, and this is why it's sitting at number 2. If you guys want to check it out, there will be an annotation linking through to it. It's up to you guys. I know some of you watched it as well. It was awesome. And this is why it's sitting in number 2, and it ain't going nowhere. Now for the grand finale. The final one, the number 1 spot has to go to Metro Last Light. It will forever hold a special place in my heart. I waited, just like Xeno did, for a very long time for this title to come out and show just what it's made of. It makes most of today's games look like child play when it comes to graphics and gameplay mechanics. The little subtle things like how much air is left is detectable on your watch, along with the time. You feel that you're completely enveloped in the whole environment. Even your gas mask gets little cracks from creatures and fights and gunfire. The world of which Metro Last Light is built in truly makes it feel like it's the end of the world, but there's almost certainly something else afoot between all the squabbling going on. I could go on for really hours about Metro, all the little details, how good it looks, how good it plays. Just, it's awesome, really awesome. And it's just, I don't know, you just really have to play this game to witness it. I mean, but let me just say, I'm glad this title made it. I really am glad this title made it here, and cannot wait to see where things go and head for next in the Metro franchise. And for this, folks, this is why it's going to be my number 1 for 2013. It's Metro Last Light, and I cannot wait to see what else happens next. Well, folks, I really hope that you did enjoy this top 10 PC games of 2013. I have had a blast and cannot wait to see what 2014 will hold for us. Now, this lovely image you're seeing in front of you of all the little videos, all of them will be clickable. That's had a playthrough done of them, or if there's any videos maybe of them. I think the only ones that might not are Metro, because sadly that was not finished, but you never know. Starcraft, because there was no playthrough of that and whatnot. So I really hope you will go check it out if you haven't. If you have, then fair enough. Thank you for being here, that's for sure. 2013 has been quite the ride. But thank you again for watching, and I shall see you all guys in the next one. Until next time, see you again.